everyone, and welcome back to Austin Talks, where today we are covering the post-credit scene of the ever so great Blue Beetle movie. This was honestly one of the best movies, as I've already explained if you can see my video from yesterday, but the post-credit scene really did top this movie off. And I'm not going to ramble on for too long. I think we should just get right into it. Now, the first thing I would like to break down is actually what happened in the post-credit scene. Now, this post-credit scene only lasted for about 60 seconds, if that, but there is actually still a lot to go over in this. I mean, Ted Cord was the main character in this movie, in the movie or the post-credit scene. Even though he was actually not in the movie at all, he did play a key part in the events of the storyline, or at least the conflict between Jenny Cord and Victoria Cord. And his arc and story does play an impact on the plot, because obviously, as I've just explained, the Jenny and Victoria. But in the post-credit scene, we get a glimpse of Blue Beetle, or the Beetle headquarters, which I covered in my last video. And then we get a glimpse of two suits, one obviously being Ted Cord's version of the Blue Beetle, then another one showing a different version of the Blue Beetle, and I'm not too sure what that kind of Blue Beetle is called. I need to try and remember the name. Hang on. It's because the way that I remember is because it does look like budget. What do you call it? Like budget Captain America. It's just it does look a bit weird. Because it's like Peacemaker and Captain America rolled in one, but I can't think of the name right now. But we'll move on from there. But the computer turns on, revealing that a Ted Cord, Ted Cord Blue Beetle symbol, and then it reveals a message from Ted Cord himself, claiming that he isn't actually dead. Now, in the movie, it was implied that he was dead, but it was never explained how. But revealing this message, Ted Cord, you kind of have to go over who Ted Cord is and his role in the movie before you can understand the actual glory of this post-credit scene. So, who is Ted Cord? Now, this actual image shown on screen is the official Ted Cord look in the movie. Now, Ted Cord in this universe is a man of extraordinary intellect who conducted much research revolving around the scarab or Kajida, and this interest led him to becoming a self-made superhero known as the Blue Beetle. He took the same mantle, but he's actually his own superhero, similar to Batman. Now, in the context of this movie, Victoria Cord took over his company, and he had just left a long time ago, and soon after it was reported that he was dead. Now, in this post-credit scene, he also seems to be very distressed. Like, I am not dead, I am alive, but it's more like, you have to come get me now or I will die soon. And he is reporting that he isn't dead, but in fact he is alive. So I guess the question is, how did he die? Which we'll get onto in a second. But it's funny to see, because this kind of has the same kind of plot as in Uncharted, because it was led to believe that Sam, Nathan Drake's brother Sam, actually did die, but in the end it was revealed that he wasn't dead, but in fact he was in prison. That could possibly be the same principle. He is not dead, but he could be, but he's trapped somewhere, because maybe Victoria used him to try and get intel from him about the scarab and all that. But but the first question I guess you want to ask, now that you know Ted Cord wasn't actually dead, but he is alive, so I guess what you have to ask is, how did he die in the first place? Now, from a theory that I will actually get onto a bit later, that he is said to be he's said to be in a time stream. This theory actually does really link up with the upcoming events of DCU, and I think that's why I really like this. Now, he is said to be in a time stream or something, or it's all due to the work of Victoria Cord, because she got Booster Gold's tech and used it so she could get her piece of the company. Now, to give it a little context there, Victoria Cord, now this is the theory, but a lot of people think this adds up, Victoria Cord and Ted Cord got into a bit of a falling out about Booster Gold, and Victoria Cord demanded like her part of the company. He denied it, and then she stole Booster Gold's tech and used it for time travel, and then put never like basically kicked him into a time stream. So now he isn't dead, but he's just in a constant loop. Now, she never liked her brother, which is quite easily to detect, because he left her out and she got him back by doing this. As no one could monitor what happened in this time stream, she and the rest of the people assumed that he was dead. And I mean, if you were in a time stream and you were there for a good 5 years, you would have to think they were dead. I mean, we saw Endgame and Ant-Man. It's not the hardest thing to break down, but so it wouldn't be so far-fetched to think that Victoria did this for the reason why, because in the movie you see how obsessive she is over this over her company, and how it benefits her. So it would completely make sense. And also, as this conflict between her and Ted, it's so easy to detect that they hate each other. I mean, her brother was planning to share that the company with her family, except her. That was even said, and like Jenny said, and that was completely understandable. Yeah, but to be fair, I do think part of Victoria's frustration probably is due to Ted in the first place, but he's not the cause of her actions. That is purely her, and in purely stupid ways. Yes. Now, and as I say, as no one could monitor him in the time stream, it would make sense to think he was dead. But Jenny, I don't actually think would have known about any of this. Jenny probably didn't know Booster Gold, but didn't know what happened to his dad, so she just assumed that he died of natural causes, but never went to a funeral or anything. Yeah, and the one thing you have to wonder is how do you know he's dead? There was sometimes there's no funeral or no celebration, but when you think of that in the context of a superhero movie, it leads you to think, so how must have this have happened? So yeah, that's probably how Ted Cord died, and I'm happy that he's not dead. But yeah, so I actually don't know what is after this. How does this link with Blue Beetle 2? Oh yeah, this is a concept art of the Ted Cord in the DCU. Now the next movie will probably revolve around Ted Cord and finding him, but they will they'll have new people on the team to face, possibly someone else a part of Cord Industries or a new OMAC thing. And I read a theory to do with a different OMAC, and it sounded so good, and I think it's in this video. If it's not, I have a serious complaint to put in. But that was left underground for years until Ted Cord came back, and he was only assigned to kill him. So Ted Cord came, basically, to say that because that sounded a bit out of place. Ted Cord comes back, and then this new OMAC is assigned to kill him when he is revealed, when he reveals himself. But that is something I think may happen. I also think that this is my theory. They've pulled it Uncharted. They've said he's dead for the whole thing, but Ted Cord is genuinely just locked up somewhere, and Victoria used him for context, but for about her company's what does this do? What does the Scarab do? Something like that. But the next movie would also make sense to revolve around him, because the post-credit scene is supposed to be a setup to the next movie. That is not a lie at all, and that actually came off really sarcastic. No, that is it is confirmed that each of them will revolve around a different Blue Beetle. This one being Jaime, and the next one more than likely revolving around Ted Cord. But it's supposed to set up the next movie, and that is what this scene does. It does, even for its brief 30 to 60 seconds, it does set up the whole and it makes you speculate, because obviously you don't know when the next one's going to be released. It's what's going to happen? But I guess we will just have to wait and see what we are brought, because Ted Cord, even from his brief moments, he does look like he play a really good character, and he could mentor Jaime in a different and proper way. The person from Ted Lasso was said to be playing Ted Cord, but those rumors have definitely been debunked. but a lot of, I mean, some people say it like but debunk them, but obviously it never comes true. So I guess we don't know. But there was a second post-credit scene that I unfortunately missed, but this is what I apparently missed. Now I didn't stay to watch this because I said unfortunately I missed it. Apparently I actually didn't think there was another one, but it was a credit scene that paid a homage to a classic Spanish comedy thing, like The Red Caterpillar, and it's apparently pixelated version. Apparently Rudy is playing this game, and it was a version of the movie, but instead of the Red Caterpillar, it was Blue Beetle and Rudy dressed as the Red Caterpillar. At least that is what I was told. Now, from reading more into it, it does seem more believable, but that is what I found. But if I am wrong, please let me know. I was told this by many people, but honestly, again, I don't know. So please do let me know what if this is true. I do think that would be funny to see if Blue Beetle dressed as the Red Caterpillar Spanish comedy thing. I think that'd be quite a good homage. So honestly, now after this, I imagine there will be fan theories. Bring them on. Oh yeah, I love fan theories. Right, now, in the next movie, I have a great plot line, okay, not being around the bush much. Blue Beetle and Jenny may find this message and try and find him, and while this is happening, it is found out that there is another type of OMAC that was in development, which was a replica of the scarab, Kajida, which is then revealed to be the Black Beetle. Ooh. Okay, my thing is not on there, but I like these two more. I've just read the second one quickly. It may also have something to do with Booster Gold, as the Black Beetle is a part of this Time Stealers. Oh my god, that's actually so smart. Which in the comics has crossed paths with both Booster Gold and Ted Cord. I need to find who wrote this. It's actually so... That is so... I'd rather have that as the Booster Gold series than a movie. That actually sounds amazing. Oh my god. In the next movie, I think Booster Gold will play a major role in the movie as the story, because Booster Gold and Ted Cord in the comics are partners, and while it is never said how he died, it would make sense if he was stuck with Booster Gold, say, in the time stream. We also know that Booster Gold is getting a series soon, which will more than likely be released before the next movie, so an appearance from Ted wouldn't be so far-fetched. Oh, okay. Now, the Black Beetle one is going on top. I'm sorry. That is actually so good. Oh my god. Honestly, these two are pretty even. I mean, the first one takes it on top, but they both have so much validity. The Black Beetle and the Time Stealers, that is actually just so perfectly put together. He's literally... But send that to DC. They'll have their James Gunn will read his plot, and then they'll read that and be like, we're just gonna use that. Yeah, that's actually so good. If I want that now, I really want to see that movie come now, because they've used the lore of this and integrated it with the comics. That's why I love it so much. Yeah, honestly, now I can't wait for, whoever's written this, I think I need to start, putting dashes, who this is from, but this is honestly, the best theory I've ever seen. Right, everyone, that'll be the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Yes, it was pretty short, but it was just a post-credit scene breakdown, so, yeah. You all know what I feel about this movie. I absolutely loved it, and after the reading into those fan theories and those briefing in on who Ted Cord is, I honestly think that this movie, this franchise is going to be very, very good. This new DCU I'm very excited for, so I honestly just can't wait to see pump out more projects. So yeah. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe and comment what else you'd like to see on the channel. And other than that, everyone, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.